Welcome to another episode of Bucket List Coach Web Show. Well, hello. This is Cindy Lee, your host over at Bucket List Coach Web Show. If you'd like to comment here on Facebook, simply go to StreamYard.com/Facebook. So Facebook and StreamYard connect. So really quickly about Bucket List Coach Web Show. I am a travel agent and a podcast coach, and I created this brand so I could interview those who are making the most of the dash. So you may ask, what is making the most of the dash? We have the day that we're born and the day that we pass away. What are you doing in between that dash? I'm going to introduce Kelly here in just 1 minute, but a little bit about the show. So I actually was inspired by Anthony Bourdain. He was a chef and later on was a travel podcaster, as everybody knows him from Parts Unknown. I was a chef for 20 some years, and then I got into travel, and it's kind of like I followed in his footsteps. So today I want to tell you all about my promo. So if you are on YouTube and you share this very video either to LinkedIn or Facebook, I will gift you a 5-night hotel stay. I will cover the hotel and you will cover the tax and any fees. So feel free to go to 3nightgiveaway.com. And of course, a big plug for National Day Calendar. It is National Aviation History Month, and all month I'm interviewing pilots. I'm interviewing F-14 pilots, all these great people who are sharing their lists and their career bucket lists in aviation. So if you'd like to check out nationaldaycalendar.com, today is National Housewife Day and National Sandwich Day. So today I have Kelly. She is the marketing strategist with Marketing Boost. Hello, dear. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing amazing. Thank you for having me, Cindy.
You are welcome. So let's tell everybody your story with Marketing Boost, and then I'll pop off so you can do a quick presentation.
Awesome. Thank you again for having me, Cindy. I really appreciate it. I'm super excited to be here. So just a little bit about me. I have been in sales for about 20 years now. Of course, I only started yesterday, but so it makes me a little older than one day. But I've been in the sales industry for about 20 years, and I had the pleasure of meeting Marco Torres about 6 years ago. We love him. And he brought me on board with a project in the sales aspect of things. And probably about 3 months ago, he said to me, okay, you're good with sales. I'm going to teach you marketing. And I said, wait a second, are you supposed to learn marketing first and then sales? Isn't that how it usually works out? And he said to me, yeah, well, you've mastered the sales already, so we're just going to put you in the marketing. So I had the opportunity to come on to Marketing Boost. I've been about 3 years now. I'll be honest, everybody out there, I didn't even know what a CRM meant. My son, actually, who's 23 years old, going on 30, was embarrassed at the moment. But I'm pleased to say that coming on board, it has changed my life, getting in the marketing aspect of things, and Marketing Boost is exciting. So I'm super excited to talk to you about this today.
There you go. I'm going to pop off for about 10 minutes.
Awesome. So what I do is I do what's called an onboarding call. So anybody who signs up with Marketing Boost will usually get an email or a text message and say, hey, set up your one-on-one onboarding today. So I'm in charge of that. You're usually the person that I'll talk to or see on Zoom. When you log into Marketing Boost, it's very simple. We have 3 key incentives. And when I say incentives, what I mean by that is they are things that you can give out instead of discounting your business and saying, hey, we're going to give 20% off here or 30% off there. You're going to use these incentives in place of discounting your product, whether it's scheduling a call for a quote in insurance. The call to action should be, hey, schedule a 5-minute call with me, and then, once complete, receive maybe a hotel savings card, or once complete, whatever the call to action is, receive a restaurant incentive. So I'll just talk a little bit about the vacation incentives. They're super easy to use. You go into vacation incentive, click on it. You can email it right over to them. We have destinations all over the world, not just in the United States. They're discounted. So I love this one. I'm going to go here one day, I promise. Fiji, for example, 5 days and 4 nights at 12 a night. It's $112.48. I can email this off to my customer. Maybe they give me a ton of referrals. Maybe I'm a realtor, for example, and I'm doing an open house, and I had, received 15 people that came in, and I wanted to thank them just for coming in or inviting them in to come into the open house. You can print the certificates out as well, put them on display maybe at an open house, or get them to join the open house, I should say. And this is how a Mexico trip, 6 days, 5 nights would show. It has the retail value on there. It gives a beautiful picture. You can put this on display, at the open house, or to draw people into the open house. Maybe you're going to do a giveaway for them. I actually have a couple people that I like to recommend within Marketing Boost. One is Javier Rodriguez. He leads by example. Leads by giving. So what he'll do is he'll actually contact anywhere he can find a fundraiser, for example. He'll call them up and he'll say, hey, I'd like to give away or sponsor a trip here and there for the highest donor. And he'll go in and he will present the certificate, put it in a picture, take a picture with him. Now he has testimonial for his website. I recommend, if small businesses in the area, we know that they might not have a lot of money right now, why not give them a call and ask them what they're doing for their Employee of the Month program? When they say they don't have an Employee of the Month program, let them know you might want to sponsor a trip for them for that program once a month. Oh, and by the way, may I drop off a few business cards? Corey Richards is another one that I love to talk about. He built his Facebook group from 0 to 10,000 members in just 90 days. I'll show you guys a couple tricks there as well. The vacation incentives are extremely easy to use. And it always tracks it for you. We don't expect you to have a notebook out and figure out, who you sent it to, where you sent it to. It tracks it all in here. I call it the money hub, if you will. The restaurant incentives are just that. They are not gift certificates. Believe it or not, I've had people that have sat down at Olive Garden and thought that they had $100 that they could use at Olive Garden. And so it's kind of like this. Some of you might know this, some of you might not. Back in the day when the kids didn't know about stranger danger, if you will, they would knock on doors and they would sell these little coupon books, right? And this is powered by the same exact company. So they can give them $100 or a $200 voucher. And if we go on Dining Advantage, this is exactly what your client would see. Type in the zip code. These are all the restaurants in my area that are currently participating. So for example, if I wanted to go to an Italian restaurant, I'd click on View Offer. They have $5 off, $10 off, special offers. If I wanted to go to Checkers, for example, I can click on that. I get a bunch of buy one, get ones, or an item free. Long story short, with the restaurant incentives, easiest way to explain these, I'm going to give you a $100 or a $200 voucher for restaurants that you can use in your area to receive discounts at that particular restaurant. Hotel savings cards are awesome for newsletters to get people to join your newsletter, or also referrals, or maybe if you're asking them, the call to action might be you want them to watch a 1 or 2 minute video. Hotel savings cards are great. You can give them in $100, $200, $300, or even $500. Very simple to explain. It is a hotel savings card, good for anywhere in the world. And it works. What will happen is they'll receive access into an exclusive membership. It's a search engine, just like Expedia, Orbitz, and Hotwire, except for this is an exclusive search engine that they will gain access to, that they can save up to 75% off their initial stay, and then they're going to use this hotel savings card for additional discounts on top of that stay. So between the vacation incentive, restaurant incentives, and the hotel savings cards, again, you're going to implement those instead of discounting your product. Another biggie that I like to talk about is resources under banners. These are at your disposal. You download them, you can integrate them into your websites. I like to use this one as an example. This is Orlando, Las Vegas, Mexico, and we'll say this is Miami. You can go in here and Photoshop it and put that on there. As an example, what you could do for a Facebook group, I'll just share this with you. Maybe you are just building your Facebook group and you are in the insurance business, for example, and you're just starting off your Facebook group. Your caption might say, I'm running a contest, starts from today, ending this month. Invite 50 people to join my group. Pay only taxes and fees. No timeshare presentation. 18 months to travel. Once you invite the 50 people, please come back and comment insurance. So you get all these people going to work for you and they're like, oh gosh, I'd love to win a trip out there. And they come back and they comment whatever that keyword insurance would be. So you're going to like it. And then you're going to comment, you are now entered as number 1. Somebody else, you are now entered as number 2. Somebody else, you're now entered, so on and so forth. Now there's you can actually announce the winner on Facebook Live to make that sound exciting, get everybody involved in your Facebook Live. And then you can go on like random number generator, or I think there's a wheel generator, something like that you can do while you're on Facebook Live. And then you take that number of people that had entered, if it's 100 or 150, and you put that in there and it randomly picks the winner out for you. You save that live, you comment on there, tag the person on it. And then what you can actually do just based off of this one post is you can go back up to those 100 people that didn't win and send them a Facebook message and say, you know what, since you did go to work for me, I would love to sponsor a trip for you. Did you prefer Orlando or Las Vegas? Just provide me your email, excuse me. Now you're generating a lead off of that Facebook, and now you're getting those people excited. So when you run another contest, which might just be for Cyber Monday, Cancun giveaway, I don't know. When you're running another contest, is it real? They've gotten it out. You might not want to do back-to-back vacations because they are only 1 per household per 12 months. You might want to do maybe a gift certificate, a dining gift certificate, for example. You could do that one to follow up on a vacation. But once people see that that's getting real, people are going to start coming onto your website. What's going on? I'm excited. If I'm a travel agent, these are huge because it gets them excited, and you can give them these away. Now, as a travel agent, you might want to be careful with the vacation incentives. You might want to use your vacation incentives as, once you purchase, once you travel, let's say, once you travel on your vacation, make sure you come back to me because I have a special gift for you, and maybe you give them a vacation to use. Last thing we want to do, as a travel agent is give away vacations and then they're not traveling on yours. They're they're traveling on the vacations you're giving them. So you can use it in the vacations in that aspect to where, once you enjoy your travel, come back to receive your trip to XYZ. And you can also use them in other aspects for referrals in the insurance industry. You can use it for realtor in that industry aspect as well. So lots of different ways that you can utilize just these 3 incentives. Again, instead of discounting your products and also using them in your call to actions, but making sure that your call to action is not just sign up here for your free quote and receive this. We want to get them on the phone. We want to schedule them an appointment. Once that call to action is complete, they will assign it. So when I talk about the excitement in marketing booths, which I'm sure some of you may hear in my voice, it's an amazing product, and I am super excited about it, and it's very user friendly, I will say.
Exactly. So let's kind of do a recap really quickly. So let's talk about the Facebook group growth. How are we going to do that?
The Facebook group? The Facebook group growth is going to start with just getting, it doesn't even really have to, Corey Richard explains it amazing, and I'm going to go back to him one more time. I'm going to mention him. He is awesome at it. He is the guru. 0 to 10,000 members is craziness. The easiest way to start your marketing, your Facebook group, is just going to first bring in maybe 15 of your closest friends, right? And you're going to say to them, listen, I'm going to set you up, just give them all complimentary trips, right? Pay only taxes and fees, of course. But do me a favor, reach out to 10 more people for you. Just grow it to about 50 to 100. And that's when you can start having contests in there. Just run off of those banners and keep making sure that you stay in constant contact with them. Like them, comment on there. And the news spreads so quickly. We're not going to know if they actually invited those 50 people or not. Yes, we'll know by our numbers, but we don't know if that person really invited the 50 people or not. But, we're going to go off the fact that they commented it. We're going to believe in them, and let's reward them with a trip. Why not? Doesn't cost us anything.
Exactly. So let's go through some of the categories. So the next category is YouTube users.
YouTube users, you're the expert here on the YouTube, right? What did you do in your intro? Share and like this video. I will sponsor a vacation, 6 days, 5 nights. When you're doing a bigger topic, build that topic up, obviously, on your other platforms, right? Hey, make sure you join me here. You're going to expect this, expect that. Do on the YouTubes as well. Make sure you have or invite people that you have given the vacations to. Have them join you on your YouTube. Let them tell the experience, how easy it was to book, how easy it was to travel, right? Get them on your show and let them give their testimony.
Exactly. So one thing I want to talk about is how we can provide value and do a call to action. For instance, for YouTube, if someone goes to my YouTube and they subscribe and comment, they're only going to get a 3-night hotel stay in the US. If they subscribe, comment, and share, then that's when they get the 5-night hotel. So let's talk about, once again, travel professionals. For me, I like to use it when someone refers me, after someone books with me, and then also people who join my travel agency. And the guy or gal who wants to become a travel agent, when they join, they'll get that hotel stay. So tell me some other ideas for travel professionals.
You can actually, as you recruit under you, right? As you're building your recruiters, your soldiers, if you will, right? Use those trips within them as well. Team building events, right? I love to actually, because again, they're soldiers. Something that I love to do is I love to task them with a vision board. And say, hey guys, guess what? We're going to do a vision board this week. Get ready, because when we get together for our team building, I'm going to present XYZ vacation hotel incentive to the winner, and we're all going to vote on the person that comes up with the best vision board. So incentivize your recruiters, your soldiers with those vacations as well. Absolutely.
So let's go through, I'm going to go through a whole bunch of different industries because I have a lot of people on here from different industries. Okay, the next industry, health and wellness.
Health and wellness. Oh, goodness. We just signed someone up actually with health and wellness. Her call to action is 2 of them. She's using because she hasn't built her clientele just yet. She's using the hotel vouchers, $200 hotel vouchers for her newsletter. And then she's using 3-day, 2-night hotel stays for her first product, which is a little less. It's at the cheaper side. And then for the larger bundle packs, if you will, she's using the 5-day, 4 nights. It's either overseas or maybe the Mexico 6-day, 5-night. So that's how she's implementing both of those right off the bat.
Okay, Legal Shield.
Legal Shield. I know who asked this question. Um, Legal Shield, I think we went over this, but Legal Shield, there's tons of ways you can do it. If you're reaching out, whatever your call to action is going to be, and this goes for real, this can be any industry whatsoever, make sure you make your call to action tangible. Make sure that, because although we are calling them to action, we want them to come in. We're calling them to an action, but we want them to complete that action, right? So whatever your call to action, and this goes on any industry, whatever that call to action is, make sure you follow it up with, once that action is complete, you will receive. And again, start off small. You might have to start off with your little newsletters or your getaways here and there. Start small, see what really builds, because if you go in giving in three or four $500 hotel savings cards for a newsletter, that's kind of like, what are you really sending me every month, right? And we don't want to get, so start off with maybe 100, but again, that's going to build your base. Again, whatever your call to action is, make sure that what you're giving them, they are following through on, not just the call to action, but the follow through. And that's on really any industry.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do mini videos from this one. So I'm going to go through several different industries. Next one is holistic and energy work.
Holistic and energy work, same thing. You're going to have to dive in with your audience, trigger them. Whatever your call to action is it a setting up a 15-minute via Zoom, right? Is it fitness? What is that? Are we signing them up? What is the call to action? Do we want them to watch a 1 or 2 minute video to introduce that product? I might give away a restaurant incentive card for $200 to watch a 1 minute video. I might give away a restaurant incentive card for maybe $500 for a 5-minute video. And then again, maybe the call to action, once you watch these videos, once complete, you will receive, after speaking with me, XYZ.
Okay, next, life insurance.
Life insurance. Life insurance is a good one. Life insurance does have some rules we got to be careful with, right? Depending on your state, I'm not a lawyer. Okay, I don't follow the laws. Well, I do follow the law, but not the industry, the insurance. You have to be very careful with your state. This goes for realtors as well. So there are a lot of rules when it comes to the vacations, that you cannot exchange the vacation for a purchase, if you will. So what you're going to use in the insurance industry, your call to action must be, and I don't want to say must be, but should be, or I recommend, your call to action would be request free quote. Once quote complete, then we're going to give them, you can give them the mini trip if you want. And it also depends on if you're setting, because some people are very small, they'll set up a phone call with them. Others will have them just fill out a form, right, to get them pre-qualified. So it's really what you're going to incentivize is going to be based off of that initial call to action. If it's just them filling out a form very quickly to see if they qualify, to find out if you should be following up, your incentive might be a little bit lower. It might not be, the 6 day, 5 night. So you're just going to have, you want to play around with it. But again, going back to the call of action is the biggest point. Make sure they follow through on it.
So let's talk about Medicare and various insurance services.
It's Medicare is usually a what I have found doing this with the Medicare people I've spoken with is usually call for your quote. It's going to be getting them on your schedule, and your time is extremely valuable, right? So the last thing that we want to do is put up something that says, schedule your free quote today to receive your 4-day, 3-night trip to Las Vegas. Now I have a calendar full of people for 15, 20 minutes, right? And I'm wasting my time because no one's showing up. Again, my call to action, I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but again, my call to action is going to be sign up for your free quote today, Once complete, receive. And if you want to use the vacation on that, you can. I recommend using the vacation on the free quote just to really draw them in.
Real estate.
Real estate, lots of things you can do with the vacation incentive. Use them for your open houses, because that is not, we're not drawing up contact tracks at the open house, are we? Right? We're just luring them in. How do we do that? Let's get involved with the small businesses. Let's get our business cards out there. How do we do that? We're sponsoring Employee of the Month, right? We're reaching out to them. Another way, reach out to local private doctors in your area, a phone call, speak with the manager, listen to you. What are you doing for your nurses and doctors in there? What are you doing for your PAs? I want to sponsor calling the hospitals. I want to sponsor, they're going to buy houses. They need insurance, right? So getting involved with those small businesses, laying your cards out where you can, that's going to get your name going within the community, and word travels fast.
So let's kind of piggyback on that. So let's talk about hospitals and doctors, because it's going to be separate videos for each thing. So tell me how I can prospect to hospitals and doctors.
Super easy. So we all understand that there's an issue going on right now, right? We all understand that. This is as simple as taking 2 to 3 hours out of your day and sitting down and looking up all of the hospitals in your area, and looking up, local dentists and local private practices, let's say, in your area, and simply picking up the phone and asking to speak with the coordinator of the hospital, the person that is in charge of rewarding the frontline workers. They have been working hard, okay? They deserve a trip. Do some hospitals have Employee of the Month programs? Sure they do, but why not have two, right? This might be where your sales turns on, right? And the frontline workers, and this branches off in so many levels when you go with a hospital, because when you walk into a hospital, you don't just say, okay, there's one doctor for the whole hospital, right? We have departments, we have ICU, we have I've been in 50 million surgeries. I should know this by now, but we have tons of different, we have tons of different departments within a hospital, but we have one person that is in charge of coordinating that whole hospital. That is the person you need to get in touch with. And that is going to branch you out within that hospital. And you could be doing doctor just in the emergency room alone. It could be one doctor. It could be one nurse per month. It could be one doctor on day shift and one doctor on night shift, right? So that could just expand. Don't hold yourself back. It is a phone call away. You don't need to knock on the doors. Call. Restaurants are awesome. We love restaurants. And in the success story, there is a success. I can't think of his name. Marco, if you're watching this, don't be mad at me. But in the success story, there is a gentleman that actually runs a restaurant. And what he has done is I shouldn't say he has done, but speaking with other people in restaurants, they have actually teamed up with other restaurants. And they have actually started their own Employee of the Month programs just within their community. And so, and I'm talking about maybe if I own an Italian restaurant, right, and there are 5 other Italian restaurants within a 10-mile radius, I might want to reach out to them as a Marketing Boost member and say, hey, you know what? We're all in the one community. We might be competitors, but I have an Employee of the Month program. Would you like me to sponsor an Employee of the Month program for you too? So now, although we're competitors, we're bridging that gap. And you never know, you might become great friends. Lots of things can transpire from it, but you're still networking even with your competitors.
Okay, we have 2 more categories and then we can close out.
Okay.
Excursion companies.
They're awesome for the hotel savings cards. Awesome for those. Well, I shouldn't even just say that. Vacations, the vacation incentives are amazing for those too. But on your hotel savings card, when you dig into it, they can actually receive the $100, $200, $300, or $500 vouchers, the savings cards. they can actually be converted to use to receive discounts on excursions. Okay. So hotel savings cards are good, but if you're in the excursion business, use the vacation incentives because you're talking to people that like to vacation.
So the last category, small business owners and marketing, birthday ideas.
Network, birthday ideas, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Birthday ideas? Oh, goodness. You could do that a million ways. I mean, I've heard of people that have small, they're bakers. They make cakes, amazing cakes, over the top cakes.
Mm-hmm.
And someone that I'm actually working with right now, she wanted to give this person she's a Marketing Boost member, and she actually wanted to give this person, in addition to doing the cake for her, she wanted to give her a vacation. She had done a little bit of probing, and the person actually said she wants to go to Mexico one day. So what she actually did was she created a cake. And you know how sometimes you can put things in the middle? She put a vacation voucher in the middle of that cake.
Wow.
So when they went to go cut the cake open, she put it in a nice little container, but when she went to open it, she opened it up, and from the person that made the cake. And then, of course, it was her 50th birthday. Now what happened? All those 50 people want to know how she got that certificate, right? So it's really snazzy on that team. So those are good. That's a great birthday idea too. If you are an event planner, if you do birthdays and you're with Marketing Boost, ask the person that you're setting up the event, if you're doing balloons and you're setting up those balloons that hang down, how would you like me to sponsor 10 trips? And hang the vouchers off the balloons. And people are going to go, a trip to where? A trip to where? Lots of fun things with that.
We'll go a little bit longer, but I have 2 more industries that someone reached out to me. So weddings is the next one.
Weddings.
So we're talking wedding vendors, DJs, planners, travel agents, photographers, etc.
Yes. So I'm going to say within that industry, it's really you're going to want to use the vacation incentives the most with those, because with those particular industries, people aren't usually spending a tiny amount of money, right? That's more of a higher end product. When you hire a DJ, when you hire a photographer, when you hire a wedding planner, you're going to want to go with the vacation incentives. And I would actually make those. The larger vacations, the 6 day, 5 nights, the France, the Paris, right? I would use those, because if you're setting up a wedding event, or you're a DJ or things along those lines, you can actually gift the bridal party trips to France. So use the vacation incentives towards that. I would recommend.
Okay, so the very last one, Google reviews and Facebook reviews.
Google, those are amazing. The reason why is because you can find out what the problem is and then say, hey, do me a favor. Go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and gift you, depending on the problem. We don't want to give away the house. But depending on the issue or the review, gauge it properly. And probe them. Let me ask you this. Do you enjoy traveling? Do you if you could go anywhere, where would you go? XYZ, probe them a little bit. And then according to that, if it's a bigger issue, hey, do me a favor, go back up and let them know that this was resolved, post an amazing rating, and let them know that I resolved it with this gift that I'm going to give you with a vacation incentive, or a restaurant incentive, or a hotel savings card. I would go with the hotel savings cards or the vacation incentive if it's a bad review. But you want the call to action to be, go back up and let them know what I did for you, right? So that's what I would recommend.
Well, I'm actually talking about if someone goes to my Facebook and reviews me, and they also go to my Google page and review me, like the gift that I'm going to give them of travel. Kind of tell people how we can do for that, for the good reviews.
For sure. Absolutely. I would definitely reward them with the higher end of the vacations. I would do probably the Mexicos, or I would give them maybe 3 of the higher tickets. So maybe I would give them a Mexico. Maybe I would give them a New York, because New York can be extreme because it's right in New York City. So in New York, it can get very pricey. So I would maybe do a New York. I would do maybe a Mexico, and I would also, depending on them, maybe you do 4, but I would also maybe throw in a Paris.
Well, awesome. So we went way over. We went 15 minutes
Sorry,
over
I'm
time.
a talker.
No, this is perfect. I did this on purpose because what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this video into each individual categories, and people can go ahead and share that. So whoever sent you to this video, make sure that you get back to them. So anything that you want to add in closing?
Again, thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here. I was awesome. I was worked up getting on, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to talk too fast, but I'm not going to talk too slow, but I'm going to get it together. And yes, thank you so much for having me on. I hope to see some of you on onboarding soon with Marketing Boost, so we can have good times, good laughs, and I can help you build your business.
There you go. I'm going to pop you in the green room, so just hang tight for about 1 minute. I'm going to close out, and we'll chat for a few. Thank you. Well, awesome, guys. Definitely make sure that you celebrate every day, and go to National Day Calendar and check out all the national days. Like I mentioned earlier, it's Housewives Day and Sandwich Day. And go to National Day Calendar. You could actually register for their newsletter. And next week, I am super stoked. Oh my God. Aviation History Month continues. At 1 o'clock, I have the Leakster. He's an F-14 pilot. And at 2 o'clock, I have Marlo. He's the founder of National Day Calendar. And at 3 o'clock next Wednesday, I have my friend Robin Stern. We're celebrating Marine birthday. So make sure that you follow us here on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, over at Bucket List Coach Web Show. And of course, subscribe at YouTube. This is Cindy, and I'll see you on the next video. See you next Wednesday. Woohoo! Shaka, baby.